This is Finished Work TV, a place of inspiration, wisdom, and revelation. As you listen and receive God's Word today, your life will never remain the same.
Fail when leadership lacks the motivation to provide leadership. When leadership lacks the motivation to provide leadership for people. Leadership is strategic in advancing a vision. We cannot truly advance a vision without leadership. We cannot advance a vision without leadership, and leadership is the strength of vision. Leadership is the strength of vision. If we are going to make progress, we need a strategic leadership, someone who could see where we are going to as an organization, as a ministry. Where are we going to? What is the destination of our vision? Where are we going to be in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years? The absence of leadership leads to frustration. The absence of leadership will introduce confusion to a vision. The absence of leadership. So if there is no leadership, there is no vision. And if there is no vision, there is no destination. So what we're going to experience is stagnation. We're not moving forward. We're not advancing because there is no leadership. Leadership begins with personal leadership. If a leader cannot successfully lead himself, a leader cannot successfully lead people. I want to say that again. If a leader cannot successfully lead himself, a leader cannot successfully lead people. Being able to lead yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually are strategic in leading others. You can't tell me you want to lead me when you can't lead yourself. You can't tell me you want to help me when you can't help yourself. You can't tell me, Apostle, I'm going to support you when you can't support yourself. You need to support yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually to be able to help others. If you are depressed, you can't truly encourage anyone. If you're frustrated, you cannot truly bring encouragement. If you're bitter, you can't truly help anyone. If you're deceived, you cannot direct anyone. If you're losing it mentally, you can't help out anyone. So your state as a person is important in advancing the vision. So a wise leader is that individual who can take care of himself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. A wise leader is a person with the ability to take care of himself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. A wise leader. And it is strategic in advancing your vision. It is very strategic in advancing your vision. If you're truly going to advance your vision as a ministry or as an organization, leadership is key. And leadership begins with first leading yourself. If you can successfully lead yourself, you can successfully lead others because it's the same principle. The principle of discipline, the principle of focus, the principle of consistency, the principle of integrity, the principle of diligence, the principle of stewardship, the principle of accountability, the principle of honesty, the principle of understanding. These are basic principles that I can apply to my everyday life. And as a result of that, it could help me as a person to succeed in what I've been called to do. If I apply these principles to my life, It's going to help me as a person. It's going to help me to be able to carry out the purpose of God, the will of God, the agenda of God, the things that God has called me to do. You cannot truly rise to the top without having a clarity of vision. You can truly rise to the top without having a clarity of vision. So it is important that a vision is part of our everyday thinking. Ministries fail, organizations fail when there is no vision. They fail when there is no vision. A vision will inspire you to break limitation. A vision will inspire you to go extra mile. A vision will make you do things that you would not naturally like to do because it's not convenient for you, but because of vision, you'll be stretched to do those things because those things will contribute to the advancement of your ministry. And it's important that you stay connected to the vision no matter what the situation is. You're willing to fight for the vision. Why do you think that David could take care of those few sheep? The sheep were few, and there were a lot of challenges that David went through in taking care of those few sheep. One of the challenges he went through, the lion came after him, the bear came after him. David had to watch out for wild animals that are trying to attack his flock. He was watching out, and that is how a shepherd is. You're watching out for the wolves. You're watching out for the beast that is trying to come after your flock, after your vision, after your assignment. Most ministries fail when the vision of the visionary is not focused on changing the lives of people. Most ministries fail when the vision of the visionary is not focused on changing the lives of people. It's not focused on changing the lives of people. The transformation of lives is the beauty of a vision. If the vision does not contribute to the transformation of lives, that vision is not a worthy vision. It's not worthy of emulation. The vision must be a vision that transforms life. You need to think from a point of transformation. Those who think from a point of transformation will break limitation. I said, those who think from a point of transformation, they are going to break limitation because they are thinking from a point of transformation. What do you see? A leader has the ability to see into the future, the ability to see, the ability to perceive, to know the direction that the vision is going to. This is where we're going to be in the next 10 years. This is where we're going to be in the next 20 years. This is where we're going to in the next 30 years. Vision empowers, vision strengthens, and vision enables. Vision empowers. Can I say this to you? Your vision will determine the extent in which you will go. Your vision is going to determine the extent in which you're going to go as a person. And a lot of people just stand and say, well, nothing is working. The first question is, do you have a vision? Do you have a mental vision of what you want to achieve, of where you want to go with the ministry? Because vision puts you in a position where you have to pray. It puts you in a position where you have to think. It puts you in a position where you need to project. It puts you in a position where you have to plan. It puts you in a position where you have to believe God for strategy that will help you unlock the potential of the vision. It puts you in a position where you have to start seeing possibilities and not limitations. And when a leader has no vision, he is not in leadership. It is vision that determines leadership. It is vision that determines leadership. It is vision that determines focus. Your degree of focus is directly related to the quality of vision you have as a person. When we look at your life, we're going to look at it from the direction of your vision. What vision do you have? 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 35 years from now. What is your waiting vision? What can we look at and say, this woman is going to be here in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, in the next 30 years? What is that vision? What do you see 15 years from now, 35 years from now, 40 years from now, 50 years from now, 60 years from now? What is the mental picture? What do you see? What do you believe? What can you perceive? What are you looking at? And can I say this to you? Your vision will determine your relevance. How relevant you will be as a person is directly related to the vision you have. What is the vision? What makes you want to work? What wakes you up? What keeps you going? What drives you? What makes you want to pray more? What makes you want to give more? What makes you want to do more? What stretches you? What makes you wake up and say, man, I have a vision? And can I say this to you? Without a vision, you'll be rolling around the circle. From year to year, from month to month, you'll be in the same circle. But vision will lead to a way of thinking that will take you out of the circle. Vision will bring a way of thinking that will take you out of that circle. A great leader has a vision that will exceed his lifetime. How do you know a leader? A leader will have a generational vision. Every great leader will have a generational vision. Every great leader will have a generational vision, a vision that can go from one generation to the other. If your vision is only for you, you have no vision. Your vision should have a generational seed in it. That puts you in a position where you think of succession. Who takes over? How do you move on? How does this vision continue? Maybe it's your company, maybe it's your job, maybe it's your company, maybe it's your business. You're thinking the next generation. A lot of people don't think in terms of the next generation. A lot of people always think this generation. If you start thinking the next generation, your attitude towards your business and ministry will change. If you start thinking the next generation, the generation of my grandchildren, the generation of my children, every vision that is consistent with divine purpose is generational in nature. Any vision that is consistent with the nature of God is generational in nature. Is generational. Is generational. That vision will always supersede the visionary. It will always extend beyond the visionary. 10 years from today, 25 years from today, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years is going from one dimension to the other. And that is the kind of mindset you should have. It will help to determine the longevity of your vision. You as a person, that you're going from strength to strength. You know, people can't tell how you wake up the next day and you keep smiling, you keep moving, because there is a vision. Because there is a vision. And I'm here today to say to you, what is the vision? What is your vision? Don't exist. Live an effective life. Don't just exist. Don't just be counted as part of the number of people that live in the UK, in Australia, in Nigeria, in Canada, in America, in Zambia, in Uganda, in Ghana, in Cameroon. You know, don't just be part of the number. Be part of the influence group. And you become part of the influence group when there is a strategic vision. Your vision is your voice in your generation. Your vision is your voice. Your vision is your identity. People will lose self-esteem and people without vision. People with self-image issue are people without vision. Because if you have a vision, it will crush low self-esteem. If you have a vision, it will crush identity crisis, because your vision is your identity. You're being identified by the force of vision. Racism die in the front of vision. I'm telling you, when you have a vision and you're pursuing that vision, nobody cares the color of your skin, because your vision will be loud and move you in the direction of fulfilling your potential. So racism can't stand the force of vision. Image crisis can't stand it. Instead of worrying about your self-image, get a vision for your life. Get a vision for your business. Get a vision that will take you the next 50 years, the next 30 years, the next 25 years, the next 10 years. People without vision die quickly. And people with vision think to live longer. People that left school with vision succeeded more in life than those who left school without a vision. People that do business with a vision succeed more than people that do business for just survival. Your life shouldn't be based on survival. Let me just survive. Let me just work to get food, put food on the table. You need to go beyond putting food on the table. Have a vision. Have a vision, because your vision will open the door of provision, will open the door of divine connection, good relationship, good platform. People want to connect with you because there is something strategic, unique about you that adds to their life. And the absence of vision is the starting point of frustration. True greatness is released by vision. True greatness is released by vision. So most ministries fail when the pastor or the ministry has no vision. All he's thinking about, oh, let me just be able to buy myself a car, maybe food, maybe go to one or two places and just end that. No, there should be a vision of what you want to do, a vision of the lives you want to change, a vision of what God has called you to do, and you make that your priority. The absence of vision is the major reason for setback. The absence of a vision is the major reason for a setback. The Bible said in the book of Job 14:7, if a tree be cut down, there is a hope. There is a hope only for a tree with a vision to sprout again. There is a hope for only a tree that has a vision to sprout again. If you're just cut down and you have no vision to sprout, you are down. You're down. There has to be a vision. Your vision should determine your conviction also. Your vision should determine your passion, your motivation, your inspiration, your focus, your expectation, your drive. You should have a vision. And let me say this to you. There is a process to your vision. Sometimes it takes 20 years for a vision to come to pass. Sometimes it takes 30 years, 25 years, 10 years, 5 years, 3 years. The process of the vision should not distract you from the pursuit of the vision. So most ministries fail when the focus is not on vision. When the focus is not on a vision to promote the kingdom. You are sent into the ministry on a primary mandate to promote Christ and his gospel. You are sent into ministry on a primary mandate to promote Christ and his gospel. That is your mandate. That is your mandate. And that mandate decides the vision. And that vision decides the work you're to do as a person. So I'm here today to say most ministries fail when vision is not in place. And a lot of people have walked away because of their inability to follow the process that leads to the expression of the vision. They couldn't follow the process. They got tired. They got frustrated. They started losing their passion, their drive, their motivation, because visions don't happen overnight. Visions go through process. That's one thing most people don't understand. In Habakkuk chapter 2, the word of the Lord came to the prophet. He said, write the vision. He said, the vision is for an appointed time. Although it tarry, but surely it will come to pass. The vision is for an appointed time. There is a time attachment. There's a time connection to this vision that God has given to you. It's not going to happen overnight. Part of the process of the vision is that God prepares the visionary. And how God prepares visionary A is not the same way going to prepare visionary B. How God prepares visionary A is not the same way He's going to do for visionary B. Your vision determines your preparation, and your vision also decides your capacity. Your vision also will determine the release of your potential. That's how it works. And this is very strategic, that you understand that your vision is quite different from the other fellow. What has God called you to do? What has God anointed you to do? And you stay with that vision. Most ministries fail. Most businesses fail. Most families fail. Most organizations fail because of the absence of vision. And sometimes vision can also be present and people fail because there is no passion to pursue the vision. They were not willing to go extra mile for the vision. They were not willing to go extra mile for the vision, because every vision requires extra mile. Every vision requires extra mile. Your vision requires extra mile. Extra mile principle. What does extra mile principle suggest? Sacrificial attitude. Every visionary must have a sacrificial attitude. You have to go extra mile for the vision. If others are giving $1, you give $5. Why? Because you're a visionary. If others are giving 10% of their energy, you will give 50. Why? Because you're a visionary. If others are not responsible, they are not showing up, you have to show up because you're the visionary. When others are giving excuses, you will inconvenience yourself and make yourself available. Why? Because you're a visionary. When others are getting tired, you have to refire. Why? Because you're a visionary. When others are giving reasons why it is not possible, you come up with a vision of possibility. Why? Because you're a visionary. If others are saying that the economic situation is not in their favor, you understand the principle of sowing and start sowing seed and believing God for harvest because you're a visionary. Visionaries behave differently from non-visionaries. Visionaries behave differently from people without a vision. If you have a vision, you will not look for excuses. You will look for opportunity. If you have a vision, you will not be looking for reasons to walk away or to back out and to give reason why things are not working. You're going to put some effort. You're going to be you're going to pursue. You're going to push hard. You're going to move on. Why? Because you got a vision. Vision demands, and vision is the doorway to exploit. Vision demands. Vision demands. You're going to produce good results by the force of vision. And I'm here to say to you that most ministries fail because there is no vision. Most of them lost their vision. They start chasing things that are not important. What is important is to win souls, disciple them, and release them for ministry. That's what is important. Win the souls, disciple them, release them for ministry. Win the souls, disciple them, release them for ministry. That's the ministry. If you can do that, you're successful. If you can do that, you're building the kingdom. If you can do that, you're expanding the kingdom. These are the key things to think about. Be more focused this year. Focus to make a difference. The questions that leaders ask: how do we get here? Not why are we here? Or why are we stuck? Why are things not working? No, that will not bring inspiration. What will bring inspiration? How do we get to the next place? How do we achieve this? That brings energy. There are questions that bring discouragement. There are questions that open the door of frustration. And there are questions that lead to depression. Don't ask such questions. Ask questions that bring inspiration. Ask questions that strengthen you. Don't ask yourself questions that make you feel frustrated, that make you become ashamed of yourself and say, I've wasted my life, I've wasted my time. Never ask such questions. Ask questions that will activate your potential and inspire you to deploy your energy. Those are the kind of questions to ask. Ladies and gentlemen, this is all we can do for this class today. I'm going to be back again tomorrow to continue the class, and I want to encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Faithman Teachings on YouTube. And also I want to encourage you to watch us every day by going to finishworktv.com. Finishwork TV is streamed 24/7, changing lives around the world. And also you can partner with this ministry by going to finishworktv.com. And also you can go to PayPal, it's Faithman Teaching at PayPal at faithmanteaching@gmail.com, faithmanteaching@gmail.com. So you can go there and give as the Spirit of God will lead you. Together we're changing lives and we're helping others to unlock their possibilities and take lead in the right direction. We'll be back again tomorrow to the